Hey. Hey guys, this is Corey. I'm here with Freelance Fusion, and we are here interviewing San Diego's best and brightest businesses. And today we have Dr. Tirgari, and he is here to answer some questions about liposuction. Dr. Tirgari is from Avalon Lipo and Aesthetics out of San Diego. They also have an office in Carlsbad. But we thought that we would bring these questions to life with Dr. Tirgari, somebody who knows really what he's talking about around this sometimes very elusive subject where people are just a little too afraid to actually go down and talk to a doctor or even ask their friends about it. You can do some internet research, but here we have one of the leading experts in San Diego on liposuction. So, Dr. Tirgari, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Corey. It's a pleasure.
Good. Well, so I want to ask a question now. This is a fairly new term for me that I really have not heard too much of. But what is a tumescent liposuction, and how is it different from traditional liposuction?
Good question. Tumescent liposuction is pretty much the cutting-edge, state-of-the-art technology in liposuction today. It basically allows liposuction to be done entirely under local anesthesia. And what that means is you avoid the risks of general anesthesia. You don't have to go and get intubated. You don't have to use a general anesthetic and get knocked out. And so what it entails is that depending on the body area that you've been treated, we have a tumescent fluid that contains all of the anesthetic within that tumescent fluid. And that is basically inserted into the body area that you're looking to have liposuction done. So for example, your abdomen would be filled with the tumescent fluid, and that enables that area to be completely numb, which enables the liposuction surgeon to go in there and remove the fat, break it up, and give you a nice, smooth, flat, contoured area without the need for general anesthesia. By doing it with the tumescent technique and avoiding general anesthesia, the recovery is much faster, the procedure is much safer, and people are able to go about their normal activities much more quickly than they used to in the past.
Wow. Well, it sounds like the technology really has come a long way. No, I'm sure definitely thanks to gentlemen like yourself who are really out there on the cutting edge. So, Dr. Tirgari, who would be an ideal candidate for, I guess, this tumescent liposuction?
You know, generally, liposuction can be done on almost anyone. The ideal candidate would probably be somebody who's in pretty good health, you know, generally takes good care of themselves, but for whatever reason, when diet and exercise have failed and they've tried to tackle those stubborn body areas, they just don't seem to respond no matter what they do in terms of their diet, no matter what they do in terms of exercise. They come to us when those modalities have failed. These are generally healthy people, and they generally have problem areas that they want to treat. They want to improve them, they want to look better, they want to basically wear a bathing suit, they want to fit into that dress, they want to basically look their best. And they come to us because those stubborn problem areas just haven't gone away no matter what they've tried. They turn to us with liposuction to get the job done.
Okay, well, I guess no better place on earth to look your best than in sunny San Diego, where we have pretty much 9 months a year of beach and bikini weather, don't we?
Absolutely.
So,
it's funny because a lot of times in San Diego, people are exposing their bodies, and it's kind of interesting that you say that, because I think people here in Southern California especially look to liposuction and they don't have as much of a fear of it as they might in other parts of the country perhaps.
Okay, interesting, excellent. Okay, well that's good. So moving on after that, I think one big question that I have is it guaranteed that somebody is going to then be skinny after their liposuction treatment?
You know, liposuction is best done when people adhere to a really good, healthy lifestyle. We encourage people, you know, even after they get their liposuction procedure done, you know, we don't want them to use it as an excuse for them to go and splurge and eat and sit on the couch and do nothing else. We encourage them to use it as an adjunct to a healthy diet and a healthy lifestyle. If someone were to get liposuction, the fat probably would not come back in that area, but they would be able to put fat in other body areas that have not been treated by liposuction. It's really best done in conjunction with everything as kind of a holistic treatment method.
Okay, so am I hearing you tell me that the fat does grow back?
You know, in the body areas that liposuction is done, typically the fat does not really go back there because those fat cells that are treated with liposuction are removed. So if someone were to go and gain weight, typically they gain weight in other body areas other than the area that was treated with liposuction.
Okay, okay, very good. So, is a treatment like liposuction or like this tumescent liposuction, is that something that is painful typically?
You know, with the technology we have and with the advances that have occurred in liposuction over the last 25 years, the tumescent fluid does such a good job of numbing the area and basically making it completely pain-free, that clients can listen to music while they're getting liposuction done and they don't feel anything. It's really remarkable, when you're doing liposuction on somebody and they're able to chit-chat with you, and usually they're sleeping. But it's very, very fascinating to see them be able to get a liposuction procedure done and walk out of the office, with almost no discomfort. That's one of the things about liposuction today that makes it such a fantastic and exciting procedure.
Okay, wow. So liposuction is literally an outpatient procedure.
Absolutely. Clients walk in, they get their procedure done. It might take half a day, but generally speaking, they walk out and they go home. We recommend that they don't drive home. We usually ask they have somebody drive them home just because we give some medicine to help them relax. But generally speaking, it's exactly like you just mentioned.
Okay, well that's great. So, so it's about a half of the day long procedure. Is that pretty much a typical procedure for just about anybody, or is there some difference in that for different clients?
For most people, it really doesn't take more than half a day. The clients will arrive around mid-morning when they're looking to get liposuction done. We do preparation. Generally speaking, the liposuction itself is a relatively short period within the amount of time that they're in the office. But by the time mid-afternoon rolls around, most clients are done.
Okay, good. So if somebody comes home and they've had their procedure, how long does it typically take before somebody can return to their normal activities?
Occasionally clients have even told me they've gone about their normal activities the next day. I would usually tell most clients, give yourself a couple of days, just let the dust settle. We usually tell people that they're going to be back to work within 2 or 3 days, and after about a week, they're resuming, normal activities like walking, shopping, going about their usual daily routine. And after about 2 weeks, we find that they're basically able to resume, most exercises. So for most people, because tumescent liposuction is done with a local anesthesia, it does not involve general anesthesia, does not require any major intervention, so to speak, we find the clients' return to work and normal activities is much, much more rapid than it used to be in years past.
Wow. Okay, well that's very good news. So if I'm somebody who is really considering having a liposuction treatment, whether it's this tumescent or just standard lipo, I guess for the purposes of our conversation, really mostly would be tumescent. Then what can I expect on the day of my surgery, for my procedure?
When people come in for their procedure, we basically have them fill out the necessary paperwork. We'll take some pictures, and usually when they see the before pictures after they're done, they're just shocked at how much improvement there is. But we'll take those pictures that we can use for before and afters. We'll draw on the areas, so we make sure that we mark the areas that people want to make sure that that's the areas that they do want. The nurse will take them into the room and basically put the tumescent fluid within the area to be treated. For example, the abdomen. The tumescent fluid is placed in the area that we're treating. We'll numb the area completely, and then I would go back into those areas, break up the fat, and remove it with very, very small cannula, which are no more than maybe 2 or 3 millimeters, and then we'll maybe put a stitch to close that area up. We wear the compressive garments, and we're home the same day.
Wow. Okay. So that does sound like a very simple procedure. So then the recovery process, is that something that takes really just a couple days, or?
You know, it's very short. People I've heard this more times than I can count. People who walk out oftentimes turn to me and say, "Is that it?" And the correct answer is that's really what it is. Nothing more than what they've experienced. And they're expecting something much, much worse. But the recovery process, generally, we tell people, give it about 2 or 3 days just to be on the conservative side. Oftentimes people will report back to me that by the next day they feel great. But generally, just to be on the safe side, I'd have them wait a couple of days just to be sure.
Okay, wonderful. Well, that answers a lot of, I think, really 90% of the big questions that might keep somebody from even entertaining the thought of getting a treatment like this. So I guess probably the big question on everybody's mind would be, like, how much does something like this cost, Dr. Tirgari?
You know, a lot of it depends on, the body area that we're treating and how much fat that we're removing. We have never found somebody who was turned away because of cost, or turned off, I should say, because of cost. We have a variety of financing options and ways to make it affordable. It is, if not the most common, I believe liposuction is definitely one of the most commonly performed cosmetic procedures in the world today. So there are really very few people for whom cost is a consideration. But the most important thing that people can do is call us, come in for a consultation. We'd be happy to take a look at them and see if it's right for them.
Okay, good. So if somebody decides that it is right for them, but they happen to be on a limited budget, how would that work out for somebody who is on a limited budget but still wants treatment?
You know, there's a variety of financing options for them, and we make a variety of payment options available to them. And so we do have some flexibility with how patients choose to pay. That's never been a concern for most of our clients who come and get liposuction.
Okay, well, that's great. And then I guess since it's pretty much a no-brainer, if that's a procedure that somebody really wants to have done, what are some things that somebody could do to get started?
You know, the first thing they would do is call us and come in for a consultation. The consultations are free. We don't charge for them. We would take a look at them and see if liposuction is the best method to treat those stubborn areas. Sometimes they may not even have enough fat for liposuction, or sometimes there may be other things that may be more appropriate for them, but the vast majority of patients who come to us, they've already exhausted other possibilities. They've tried diet, they've tried exercise, and we encourage them to go that route first. When they finally decide on liposuction, every other method has failed, we find that liposuction can be one of the most important tools that they can use to give themselves that better body, to fit into that dress, to be able to go and wear their bathing suit, to show off their body without embarrassment, or make it for their next anniversary, their next big event, and present themselves in the best possible way and be who they want to be.
Okay, that's excellent. Well, that really answers just about all of our questions for today. So can you tell us where that we can go to learn more information and to really figure out how we can get in touch and how you can get in touch with Dr. Tirgari?
We have a wealth of information on our website that answers many questions that patients may have. You can also book a consultation either directly by calling us or going on our website. And the website is www.liposuctionsd, like San Diego, liposuctionsd.com. Or they can call us at 619-990-1138 and book their complimentary consultation.
Okay, well, that is very good. Well, thank you so much for being with us, Dr. Tirgari. Again, that's that phone number is 619-990-1138 in San Diego. And if you are up in the North County area, give him a ring. He's got an office in Carlsbad, and the number there is 760-814-1138. And again, the website is liposuctionsd.com. Thank you so much for watching tonight. Dr. Tirgari, thank you for being with us.
It's a pleasure, Corey. Thank you so much for having me.
Very good. Well, that's all for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to cut it off. Again, this is Corey with Freelance Fusion, bringing you San Diego's very best and brightest of businesses. Thank you for watching.